actually honored to be selected as the Alpha site. So we were thrilled with the opportunity to pave the way for the rest of Ascension Health.
It's going to make my life so much easier. It's the process of getting from point A to point B that's overwhelming, and just put your seatbelt on and get ready.
I have been looking forward to this for years. I mean, the system we're on, I started in 1988, and we're on the same system, so I am definitely looking forward to this.
Our first go live was actually the HR Human Resources application, June the 22nd. We gathered all of our HR team into a single room and row by row of computer, and we asked them to log into the system for the first time. So as you can imagine, everybody was poised and ready, and as it would happen, wait a minute, stop. So we would wait. We were here into the evening, just waiting for that first time to actually sign in. And of course, being the first time, we could get to some things, but not everything. You know, that night, I think there was excitement, but it was, again, it's not as the big excitement that you would expect, because you had people that had been there for, you know, maybe 14 hours.
I did not expect to be working so many hours in the beginning, but I definitely see that we've got a goal in mind and we're going to achieve it, and we're all going to just have to get in and work hard to get there.
And Hojun and the team that helped work through that.
With the advent of the Go Live, we had calls every 4 hours. And what we would do, it would be a check-in of all the activities that were going on. Obviously, with the cutover plan, we had some tasks that were due at 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning, all hours of the day. So at each of those calls, we would check in, report on the progress, and it was a good way for everybody to stay connected to what was happening with each different area working on the project. So it may have been that on a particular call, you know, our teammates in St. Louis were doing all the work and we were waiting. And then the next day it might be, you know, they were dependent on Pensacola to carry out some tasks. So it was just a good way to keep everybody connected together, just to monitor that process almost hourly.
I do think there's an adrenaline that, you know, when you go live, you know, it's quiet for the first hour, and then the phone begins to ring. and the trick really is to take the issues, to triage them as quickly as possible, and to get the solution in place as fast as you can.
The trainers are wonderful. They give us a lot of information. They get back with us. We're constantly asked if we have questions. It's just going to revolutionize what I do, because so much of what I do now is manual. So it's going to be great.
Thank you so much. You're welcome.
The next go live was our time and attendance system. We actually completed an entire rebadging project as well within 4 days.
Beautiful.
To get the new badges done, the work effort on that had started a number of weeks before. So it involved securing additional camera equipment, getting out to all of the campuses, getting new pictures made.
Well, I'm just so relieved that we got our first batch of badges. It's been a little chaotic because there's so many moving pieces to it, and badges were not something that I'd been over before, but I've kind of loved big projects like this. But the teamwork and camaraderie of our staff here has been phenomenal.
Goosebumps. Definitely a goosebump event. You know, you knew it, we've done a lot of testing already, but there's always that anxiety when you're getting right to the point of really, you know, tasting success. And now, you know, that's the only thing standing in the way is this badge, you know, are the production badges good badges? So it's very much a relief, and excited about it.
Everybody got their new badges?
Yes.
All right.
That was the go live that was the first one that really touched all Sacred Heart associates. We had very detailed steps down to completing steps within 3 minutes of each other. That, I have to say, was one of those nights where we had the call, and there was quite a bit of celebration because things worked well.
We got it. Woohoo!
Then the next go live ended up being the supply chain and finance.
How may I help you today, Mr. Stacy?
I need to follow up on a supply order.
So supply chain went live, and of course there again you're touching a very large population of Sacred Heart, and more importantly, supplies impacts what you can do for your patients. You've got people on the ground at Sacred Heart in supply chain, people in St. Louis, as well as our partners at the MSC, who are all working very hard to make sure that we're getting those supplies.
For the associates, it means it's much easier to order the products, so it's much quicker to get in and out, so they can log into the new SyQuest system versus the old OmniBuyer for the majority of the hospitals, and that allows them to access all the items, all units to measure, everything they have access to immediately. They go in, order it, and it's back to them. They don't have to wait. There's no time delay getting it to them. So enhance getting the patients their products much quicker and much easier.
They made a point to have someone who was a supply chain specialist go and sit with the people who requisition supplies for their departments.
The handhelds is a new piece, especially for Sacred Heart. We did not have any handhelds before, so this allows the receiving staff to go up and do par counts and everything on the carts, come down, download it, be able to do the picks and send back up. So it's a much faster process.
It's much easier. This system is just like ordering online, shopping online. It's pretty much click and go to your cart, shopping cart, and cash out. It's very easy.
We are having an impact on care on the front end, and we need the back end to work appropriately to support the mission and to support that care.
Oh my goodness, this will make sure that our patients have everything, less back order, having more options for our patients to choose from, for better prices, to better quality, faster access, just wonderful.
One of the things we just decided to do early on at Pensacola was to have a communications lead that was separate from the build and test lead. And we have found that to be a good decision because communication is such an important detail.
We really had to gain understanding and buy-in because the change is so significant. Not just in policies, not just in your procedures, not just in technology, but it's really how we all engage in our work.
There are some communications that come through deployment, such as those with our deployment champions. Deployment champions are largely all of your managers, and we meet with them once a week. Likewise, we communicate with them twice per day. And what we try to do for them is just keep them updates on things we're finding, because what we would see is people generally have the same questions. So what better way than to answer that question and put that out in a publication so that they all can see the answer and have that available to them. The deployment champions are really the interface between us as a deployment team and our associates.
It was a big day for us. We actually confirmed the first payroll, and our team members down here at Sacred Heart actually logged on for the first time and saw their pay stubs for the first time.
I was the first one that went on to Associate Self-Service and checked my paycheck, and it was exciting, and I went dancing down the hall singing and had to go tell everybody in the control room that at least mine was right. So. And then other people started getting on, and so far so good. We haven't had any major problems, and everybody's satisfied. So.
Well, I think anything that makes us a stronger organization helps us to keep the mission going. So to me, this is the point, how we can use this system to have almost immediate reporting to where we can look at best practices, where we can become better and stronger. If we become better and stronger, especially in the environment that healthcare is in now, then we can continue to support this mission and keep it moving.
I'm very proud of our associates and our leaders and their attitude and their approach to getting this done and doing the best job we can through the training and through the rollout and going live. It's really been very impressive. We haven't done it all on our own, and we've had outstanding collaborators from the Ministry Service Center, from great consultants, and from our team in St. Louis have all done all that we expected of them and more.
Thank you for calling MSC. My name is Kathy Showalter. May I please have your name?
Alpha as our partner has been fantastic. They are an outstanding client and have been with us every step of the way as we've slowly rolled each of the services live.
It's been a partnership. We've worked through the parts that were hard, the issues that have come up, but all in all, when you consider the scope of what we've accomplished, what we've rolled out, it's been excellent.
Be patient, be flexible, and be patient and flexible.
If you go into it knowing that I'm going to give it all I have to make your leaders, your health ministry be successful, that is what is the key. Because you can't go into it thinking I'm going to put in my 40 hours and that's all I'm going to do. It takes heart, it takes time, it takes sacrifice. But the end product is that you're a part of a great organization who has made this transition, and eventually it will all smooth out and it'll be all better.
Be prayerful about the process. Take good care of each other. We are people engaged in a sacred ministry.
I drew inspiration today from Nehemiah.
And we have to remind ourselves of that occasionally when we get all kind of caught up in something new and a process and worrying about the details. And we need to do all of those things. But I think if we can return to our faith-centeredness and take good care of each other, pray, be watchful for others. I think sometimes we do get stressed out, and a compassionate, caring heart, reaching out to each other can just make such a difference.
You know, I would just like to offer a big thank you to Pensacola. I mean, I think Pensacola is a great health ministry to work with. They're positive, they have this great can-do attitude.
The hope for this ministry is the same for the Ascension Health Ministry in total, and it is to improve our ability to be more efficient, to be more knowledgeable, and to be more seamless across the entire enterprise, both at Sacred Heart, but literally across Ascension Health in total. And it is bringing us to a new level in that regard, and so we're on our way.